Welcome back, everyone. Mudford here. I'm out in the shop tonight working on this 1996 Polaris Sportsman 400 4x4. It's going to go something like this. We're done here in the fender well. Needs a lot of maintenance done. It's been neglected for quite a few years. Tonight I'm working on getting the speedometer working, because when I get this thing all fixed up, it's going to be a track building quad for ATV XC. So I'm going to be driving it in the woods, and I want to be able to record the mileage so I know how long the tracks are that we're making. I like to make tracks that are 5 to 6 miles long. I've had a lot of different little things I've been working on this that have been a pain and caused me to modify or make new tools. The speedometer sets up here, mounts right here. Cable goes up here. I'm doing a little bit of work for the bracket on that. It was broken, so I got to fix that. The cable is actually good. Probably lube it up before I put it back together. But it was not working at all. So I tracked it back and found out it is the adapter. So this bolts on the transmission, and you can see that part is supposed to spin. A lot of times you'll have issues with this cable piece here. I'll show you just like a little piece of speedometer cable. And a lot of times if you have an issue, this will be the weak point and it'll break. So mine wasn't actually broken. I think it was just wore out on the end and it wasn't in there right. What I think the best thing to do to check it is to get down underneath the quad. It's right behind that cover up in from underneath. And take the speedometer cable off from here. And then you can figure out where your problem is really quick. This is a good spot to look. And then you're going to turn the wheels. And hopefully the camera is picking this up. If that's turning, then you're good there. On this model, you can see there's not a lot of space in here. This is where the back side of the clutch cover. And these two bolts you can get to fairly easily, but the top one is not easy. I'll show you that, and I'll show you what I had to do to get it. But fortunately, I did get it, and it should work now. So what I did was I just hooked my drill chuck up to the speedometer cable. Now we're going to come up here, and I have the drill in reverse. So you can tell from that the cable is good and the speedometer is good. So this sets in there kind of like this. The top one back here, there's a stud sticking out of the transmission, and there's a nut that goes on. That is very difficult on this model to get off. Behind the grease zert, there is a nut and a stud. Very hard to get any tool on it. And this cover here is super close. So when you try to get a wrench or anything in there, it hits the cover and it doesn't work. Because you can see when I bring this down, it pushes it up and away. There was no room for a ratchet because your clutch cover, the back of it is right here. So there's not enough room to get it in there. So what I ended up doing was grinding down a box end wrench till I could get it in there and get it on the nut, and I could get a little bit of a turn, so it was a long, tedious process, which I really did not want to film. And it's pretty hard to even get your arm up in there, but eventually I got it off and then got a new housing. I found a used one on eBay. You can't really buy these anymore. They're obsolete parts now. But I was able to find a good one, and I put it on, and it looks like it's working now. I don't know if I can spin it, obviously not. fast enough to make the speedometer show. So I went ahead and popped the speedometer back off. Let's see if you can see. Yep. It is spinning the cable, so we are good.